everyone, I'm Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to another video of CSC core concepts in the series Data Science with Python. So in my previous video, we discussed about the linear regression using Python for a single variable and for multiple variables both. Now, in case of regression, if your output is not in a continuous data form, that is, if your output is in the form of a classifier, then we go for a logistic regression. The scaling, the features are continuous, but the output is a classification. So we go for a logistic regression. We will, regarding this, the theory of logistic regression, it is there in my playlist in machine learning algorithms, and logistic regression implementation in RStudio is also available. I suggest you to go through the theory in order to understand the method so as to be easier to implement it in Python. So let us get started with our Python coding for logistic regression. So let us import the basic packages first of all and try to mount our Google Drive with Colab. Now the data set I have already loaded in Google Drive and therefore I am simply going to mount it. So the data set which we are going to use here is the admission data set. That is, it is to be decided whether a student will get admission or not, and it depends on three parameters. So let us have a look at the admission data set. So the parameters for admission data set are that his rank, GRE score, and the GPA score. So based on this, we are going to find out that whether a student will be getting admission or not. Let me just check my drive with the data set. There is some admission data. Okay, so there is some spelling mistake. So be very careful about this admission data.csv. Yeah, so let us have a look at the data set. So we can say data set dot head, and it is let us see some of the rows of our data set. So whether a student will get admission or not, that is a classification problem, but with continuous value, that is GRE, GPA and rank. Okay, so we will apply the logistic regression over here. So if you want to see the data, you can see or describe it using it. So let us assign some data sets here. Now the values which are we going to give here is that x is equals to data set dot ILOC. Now which columns you are all rows will be used, but which columns? First, second and third. Okay, so we are going to use all the three columns, and y is equals to data set dot admit column is for our y, right? Now the data, we need to split it into the training and the testing data. So let us do it. So for that we require the package from sklearn dot model selection. We are going to import the train test split, okay, which will help us to split our data set into training data and the testing data. So we have xtrain, xtest, just a minute, here it is, okay, xtrain, xtest. Then we have the ytrain and the ytest. These four things we are going to get by applying the train test split on which data? On the our data set, okay, sorry, on the x-axis, x values that will divide into training and testing. Y, let us keep our test size as 20%, okay, and random state is equals to, let's say, 21. Okay, so this is our data, right? Now just have a look. Let us try to have a look at how many data sets are there. So let us print it. Wait a minute. Let us see how many records are there. So print data set dot shape, right? So if I do this, I will be able to see the shape. That is, there are 400 rows of 4 columns. So if you want to see what is the split, what split has been done, so you can just say xtrain dot shape and x test dot shape. This will give you the shape of the training and the testing data. So out of 400 records, 320 are used for training and 80 is used for testing, right? So let us now apply the logistic regression. So to apply the logistic regression, we require some packages of the linear model, that is logistic regression. Import logistic regression. Okay, so let us give the name of our model. Model is equals to logistic regression by saying random state is equals to 0. Okay, then let us try to fit the model dot fit by passing the training data for both x and y. Okay, so let us see if our training data has been created. Yes, our model has been created. Now let us try to test our data, how well it done. So let us say y predicted is equals to model dot predict x underscore test. Okay, now this might have been done. Now let us have a good data frame where we can just list down our testing and the training data. So let us create it pd dot data frame from the pandas library. You can say predicted is your y predicted values and your actual is your uh, y test. Okay, so if you see like this, you will get a good data frame. Just a minute. Sorry, I have just put this double quotes, so that is why I'm getting an error. Y test values, sorry, values, yeah. Okay, so let us have it. 1 minute. Y test dot values. Yeah, so here you have some curly brackets. I put some curly brackets and these are the predicted, these are the actual. So one is predicted, actually it was 0. Some of them we find it is correct, some of them are wrong. So let us have a look that how many of them are correct and how many of them are wrong by using a confusion matrix and of course some accuracy. So from sklearn.metrics we can have import. We require the accuracy score, the confusion matrix, and of course we require to display the confusion matrix with proper label. So confusion matrix display, and maybe we can print, yeah, that's enough for now. Okay, so let us first calculate the accuracy score. So accuracy is equals to accuracy underscore score of y predicted to y test. Okay, so we can just print it. So you can print by saying accuracy, yeah, accuracy score is, you can say, you can just round it off. So accuracy into 100, we can round it off to 2 decimal places and we can put a percentage sign, right? So this will give us the accuracy percentage. It is some 78.75. You can even print the misclassification error, that is 1 minus the accuracy percentage. So that also you can do. So we can understand how many have been misclassified. Misclassification error is, that also you may round it off. So I can round it off to 1 minus accuracy score multiplied by 100, and of course I can round it off to 2 decimal places with a percentage sign. So you can see the misclassification error is 21.25%. So let us try to display using a confusion matrix. So CM is equals to confusion matrix of y predicted to y test. and let's display it using some good displays. So display is equals to confusion matrix display, where my arguments are confusion matrix is equals to CM, and what do we write in the target labels? So you have to write down display labels is equals to y underscore test dot unique. Okay, so you can write down display dot plot. You can plot with your colors, or you can simply give it some default, no problem. That is up to you. How do you handle it? Okay, so you can simply say plot, or it's okay, or you can simply write down plot dot show. So let us see how does it look like. Okay, I have not called it display dot plot. So display dot plot and plot dot show, right? Yeah, so by default these are the colors, and you can even give your color choices by writing here CMAP is equals to blues. Okay, so now these are the true labels and these are the predicted labels. So 60, the diagonal elements are the correct prediction. So 60 were actually true and they are predicted as true. 3 of them have been 0 and actually predicted as 0, but highest misclassification can be seen here. Mostly those who were 1, okay, they are predicted as 0. That is the mistake. So maybe the randomness in the data is quite small, right? So this is what we can just remove this statement like random state is equals to 0, and we may even try it out by putting this. So maybe because of that also the model is unable to learn properly. So you can just tune these hyperparameters, but it does not make any sense. It is almost the same, right? And this is how your logistic regression looks like. Now there can be cases where all the parameters are not contributing. So if I feel that rank might not be contributing, only the GRE and the GPA score are contributing. So you can just tune your model by changing these parameters and find out that which ones are mostly helping. So you can see, we can see a drop in the accuracy score, 73%. So maybe rank is playing a very, very important role. Another thing which we could have done here is that scaling. Okay, because we can see that the GRE has a different range and GPA has a different range, and rank is also having a different range, right? So in these cases, what we can do is that we can even scale using the standard scalar library. So because sometimes the model does not learn, so that is why I tried to show you that why these things occur and they do not learn, right? So what you can do here is that after doing this X data set, you can even convert it into from sklearn dot you have to use the pre-processing import standard scalar, right? You can use it. So SC is equals to standard scalar, and I can simply accept it when it is telling me, okay, transform X. Okay, so what you can do is that SC dot fit transform is X training. You may do 1 minute. Here it is admit. Okay, so it has been done. So you can even test by doing this why the model is not performing well. Okay, so these are the hyperparameter tuning. See, there has been an increase in the model performance to 75%, right? So some of them which were misclassified are not so and all. So you can hypertune these parameters and try to make your model more and more accurate. So this is about logistic regression, and don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel. We are going to learn more about the random forest and the SVM support vector machines in our upcoming video. Stay tuned and do subscribe to this channel. Thank you.